live with a second helping of Sunday Funday Light Code Teachings. I am the hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer and teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American Sybil. I am your messenger of God, the first child of God, the divine feminine, reincarnated. I am the Lilith. In order to keep up with me, you had to see what I post on my community page, my latest live video, and anything in my shorts. That card in front of us was left here from earlier. The reason that you only see half of it is because she's a little exposed, see? So I wanted to save that. It was either show her or show them on their knees. We're going over the 7th ray of ritual, order, and ceremony, card number 44. It's the last card in our initiation into the Lightworkers Oracle. We also pulled last night, which was the Venus of Theta frequency. After I purchased these ones, I moved on into those ones. From there was into the Palladians, the Lumerians that we pulled earlier. And that was it. From that, I ended up working with Metatron. And then I started learning sacred geometry, and we went into astrology. That's how far we went. We left the context of the light, and we went further than the planets. Really? Just want to give you a heads up. How does it start? In the darkness. That's where I start you off. An initiation to connect. Number 19 is what we turn to, but we are at the very end of our journey, which means we're only going to start over again. Let me take a drink. Let's see, what did I post on my community page? Steve's Love Tarot. I love how he heard me and he's like, just put me on 2 times. It's the only way we can get through your videos, but now I'm doing it to my own videos and everybody else's, including Russ's terrible song. Put this times 2 and see if it sounds any better. No, it did not. Give me a second. They always show signs that they're listening. I don't need confirmation. I know you're listening. But anyways, he was talking about some shit. I kind of was just skimming through the bullshit, obviously, when you're going that fast. And he's talking about something from the past that you fucking manifested is going to come back. He kept referring to a past lover, or in the form of a beat-up car that it's better to put the work into. Yeah, sounds like a great project. Give me a project, bitch. Give me a hood rat chick. One that don't give a fuck. And say she... Never mind. That's a great song. I could put together a dance for it if you want to see. Anyways, I was like, oh man, don't ruin my parade with the past. It's human nature. You guys just want what you had. And then, oh God, Russ, when I speak of you, you can see the growth. Because remember I used to scream at you like I do Wolfman and start slapping my book and pulling out my hair and shit? I love you, my friend. God, he's such a deviant, isn't he, though? Anyways, he puts this fucking post this morning talking about how lame of a listener you are to expect artists to create music they created 10 years ago. That just means that you haven't emotionally developed. I'm like, so says the fucking man-child. Okay, like, what? Then I go to sleep and wake up, and he's like celebrating his 10-year anniversary of losing control. You are absolutely losing control 10 years later. I see no changes. That was nice, Pac. Pac really did. I don't know if Pac really hated you as much as I did, or it really encouraged my hate upon you. Again, when I stand, they stand beside me. They don't stand in front of me. They stand with me. No matter what kind of shit I be standing around doing. Oh, God. What a loser. Where did that come from? I don't know. Let me just keep going through my posts. What else did I post? All these terrible things. I lost some subscribers, and I found that to be very poetic. The more that I blow, and that's what I was like, I'm going to blow your mind. the more that I blow people away with my radical beliefs, my over-the-top fucking, you know what I mean, elitism, idealisms of, you know what I mean, a different world and shit, the more that I push people with no imagination out, the more we can imagine bigger. Like, in the essence, what it means is, I'm not about growth. You're just taking up space. That's what you guys want. You don't give a fuck who are you following, as long as somebody's following you. Until you gotta turn around and meet and shake that motherfucker's hand and spend a night with that motherfucker and eat with that motherfucker and drink with that motherfucker and get to know that motherfucker. Then your following really matters. It matters. They're not just placemat people that you just, they're numbers on a board. Nah, bro. It's about quality, not quantity. In the essence of a huge church, everybody wants all the pews filled, just like every hotel room filled. We want that. We want every table filled in the restaurant. We want every fucking, every ticket sold. I don't care. Get out there and sell. Bro, sell. In the essence, that's not something any of us really want. Have you ever been to a sold out concert? They're just breathing on you. A bunch of strange people. No. Get rid of all of the breathers that didn't plan for this, that aren't part of this. Get rid of them so we can spread our wings. You know what I mean? Where we don't have to, look for a single seat. Where we have enough room for our purse. We can spread our legs. We can let our wings out. Really? Yeah, I have no problem with pushing people away by the forces of absolute truth that are far unreachable for their very small minds. I find that every time that happens, when I push people away, when I lose subscribers, I know that I'm doing something right. I've pushed people to their limits, and they have to go back. You have to be a no-limit soldier to make it through. Everybody turns around. Everybody turns around. If there wasn't, then where's the other one that made it to the top like me? You all get to a place where it's too much. Life is too much. The responsibility, the dedication, the healing, the truth, the lies, something where you just want to turn it all off and go back to your little life where that was so comfortable for you. Go back to being small instead of trying to be big. Because it's too big for you. Okay. I just want to point that out. I said that multiple times. It's like, I am the truth. And I was like, and as a matter of fact, stay away from me. I said that earlier because I was going through shift change, and there was Zenobia, which is, I told you, Big Dread that sleeps with Red. And they're doing the fucking shift change, and they give me the eyes like she's telling her that I said what I said. It's not what I said. That's the problem. Because what I said was the truth. This was morally wrong. It's what he said. And how dare me say the truth of what I heard. How dare me repeat what I heard someone say. No, it was right there in the middle of the day. How come nobody else heard this? Because he wasn't trying to be heard. The question is, will he repeat it? Now, here's how ghetto it is. Do you think for 1 minute that if I didn't get my food stamps, I wouldn't have been that desperate to ask somebody the same thing? I was expecting something like this, but not from him. God gave me that, and God told me in the cards to be fruitful for others. I was expecting someone to say they needed some help and be able to help someone. Why? Because I would hope that there was somebody that could help me if I was in their position. That's how you play this game. Right? So in all reality, bro, and that's where you grow from it. And you realize what you're asking people to do. So when I was a teenager, I used to ask people to buy me cigarettes, not understanding what I was asking for from these people. And there was always those people that would do it. Well, it didn't last long. I lived in Mexico at 15 and I got my own fucking cigarettes and I sold cigarettes. So it wasn't really a thing for me. Not really, not like it was for other youth. Now, going into it, I became an adult and now I have children. I've had children ask me to purchase cigarettes and I've become the hypocrite. When I was 15 years old, I was partying with people in their 20s, 30s, nearly 40s that were giving me alcohol and drugs. I was partying with people when I was 15 all the way up. Since the age of 15, and even at 13, my mother was the person that introduced me to crack cocaine. And not just me, but my younger brother too. Not just him. That's what happened with my cousins, a lot of us. Right? It came from inside the home, bro. Nobody showed me that shit. She showed me. What do you mean she showed you? She showed me what she was doing, and she taught me how to cook it, because she would get too high, so then she'd ask me to go in and do it for her. Are you serious? Yeah, that was at 13, 14. So when I'm 15 and I marry a meth dealer, this is just new. Just something different. It's a new drug. We've left cocaine, now we're in meth. Shit like that. But when we got into that, he's 15. He's getting it from people that are in their 30s and fucking 40s that are teaching us what to do with this. We don't know what to do with it. We're being taught as young kids by adults. Now I'm an adult. And I will not fucking smoke a joint with a child. I won't fucking do it, bro. I never smoked a joint with my own 2 children. They're grown now. They're in their 20s. I could. But I didn't before. But I came from that. So it's funny to say, because if I was in your shoes, would I hate you for trying to buy some fucking food? No, I'd probably be just like you. But now I know, because this morning God said, no, this is wrong. See this differently. And I became an instant hypocrite, bro, by God's word. And now I'm being judged because I judge others. I didn't judge you, bitch. I didn't say shit about it. In essence, I am you. And I did it before. How do you think I got out of Oklahoma? Perjury. I admit to my sins. I had no money, so I was selling my food stamps to my ex-father-in-law. He wouldn't help me. He saw that his son was blasting thousands and thousands of dollars on the internet. He wouldn't actually just give me money. I had to give him the only resource I had, which was food stamps. Remember, God blessed me with all kinds of food stamps when I was down there. He said, go check that card. And I had over $700 in food stamps, and I was going to use that to purchase a bunch of food to give away as an opening gift to my spiritual learning center. Do you remember this? I was blessed, and I was going to give it away to the people, along with flyers and do free readings. I had my cards. I was going to give out some clothes that we had accumulated. I had this whole plan of doing a little outreach, and I sit there that Monday, and I ask God, all right, God, I'm ready. I've already talked to the stores. It'll cost this much. I can get 500 little, little food plates. I can pass out the flyers. I can let the people know that I am here in your word. I am ready. I've got my business cards. I'm ready to be seen. I'm ready to do as you called me to do, God. He said, no, you're not going to do that. And I cried my heart out because I had put so much effort into becoming his spiritual warrior. But he said, I wanted you to see that if you could do it here, you could do it anywhere. I still had all those food stamps. I had no money. So I sold them to the McClures to keep myself alive. Am I worse than my ex-husband who's currently receiving food stamps and cash aid for my daughter who lives in my house? Did I become an instant hypocrite, or did I become aware of my bad doings? That I can't do this stuff no more. God says no, and He's shown me the error in my ways. And that, yeah, up until now, I was just like you. And all I'm trying to say is we were wrong. We were raised wrong. And that's what happened with my sisters, bro. My sisters came at me asking me to help them defraud some COVID money. And I'm still like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But I sat there for years watching them do tax frauds and not saying shit. I watched them do all this stuff, but then one day I stand up and say, no, it's wrong. And now I become so vilified for not being like them, for not being, you know what I mean? Ghetto fabulous is what I call it. We were taught things that are just morally wrong. And as long as we stay around people that enable that, then we're all right. By the people that it's all right, because everybody around us is, does and acts that way. But then one day, somebody has to stand up and has to hang on the cross, like I just did, and atone for their sins and say that I was wrong. Forgive me, for I did not know what I did. When a person does that, you know what I mean? And that's what I considered. It wasn't about the money. In essence, I'm taking a loss by giving you my food stamps. It's about desperation at that point, or helping someone. It is either that you're so desperate for money, and this is all you have to work with, or it's that you just want to help someone out. Do you know what I mean? And so, going back to, the McClures, was he desperate to, feed all his family like fucking steaks and shit? Was it all of that started his business? His online business, that, buying all of that was the investment, all that meat and shit? He just took all that money and stacked it all up so he could buy all that shit? Was that his idea? Or was he trying to help me out, supposedly? And if he was trying to help me out, why didn't he just help me out? And that's really what it shows. It's like, you got this huge, I'm a fucking Trump supporter, I do everything right, and I'm a fucking straight edge, and I don't never do nothing wrong, and da-da-da-da. But you're over here, committing fucking welfare fraud right along with your son. And judging me. When I stocked the fucking Walmart fucking counters just like you. You see how this big fat full circle? That's where God comes, and you know what I mean? He makes a dirty person clean, and he makes them clean up the mess, and he makes other people clean too. Come clean too. As I see this, I see Paul, bro. Paul had the blood of so many Christians on his hands, but he never had to deal with the guilt of that, because he had the responsibility of so many more Christians. He took on, for the blood of the Christians he killed, he took on the blood of all the Christians of the future. He was a really dirty man, bro. Made really clean. And that's what this beautiful story is. There's these beautiful stories where he does, what he did with Job, that was hella dirty. And that's what he did, what he did with Moses and Noah, and it's like, he can take you away from he can make a bad life unbelievable. And those are those beautiful stories of his transformation, how he took somebody and made them great. But it's the person being willing to change, to stand up and tell that testimony of change. Most of the people come for my stories because they are dark, but you're failing to see how I take that dark and turn it into light, and how the whole point of sharing my dark, intimate stories with you is so that you can use this technique that I use in every story in your life, and recognize when God is calling you to stand up and for what's right, and be integral, and be that voice, and go against those that were once your family and friends. to stand against the packs of people you once led. Moses was the fucking Prince of Egypt, bro. Those were his people. And he told them to go against them. He didn't want them to suffer. He just had to, you know what I mean? It's like, I have to tell you what you're doing is wrong. And, I mean, you have to turn from your ways. It's like, well, you were wrong too. I was. But I'm telling you, you have to get this right. It's harsh. So anyways, that was that. And it's like, guys, just stay away from me. I carry the truth in all things. I find the truth. And it's like, you're going to be exposed. Why? Because the truth shall set us all free. Where everything is a fucking lie. We're living in all of these lies. And in order for us to clean it up is we have to start being truthful. Telling the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. No matter how it's going to offend people. The only people that take offense to the truth are the people that live in the lie. And yeah, there's more of them than there are of us, but we're justified in the truth. The seventh ray of ritual, order, and ceremony. When the gift of the seventh ray enters your life, something new is being formed, something that will benefit your world. There may be an increased interest in magic, ceremony, and ritual for healing purposes. Resonating with the high-frequency violet light and the Archangel Zadkiel, the seventh ray also helps transmute energy from lower to higher frequencies. It is a ritual cleanse agent that allows the truth of spiritual freedom, empowerment, and choice to be seen and felt, restoring hope and joy to the heart. Also, this, I didn't share it. So I guess the Trump administration, you know what I mean, threatened all the states and said, undo what you've done. I don't know how any of the other states responded, but Governor Polis said absolutely not. You're not, but Trump has been trying to bully my governor since before time, and my governor stands up to Trump at all times. My favorite is the fucking picture in the fucking Capitol building. I swear to God, I put that picture on my profile for so long and people had no idea. They thought I was a Trump supporter. What happened? He came into our building and he saw a picture that he didn't like, and he felt like Coloradans were making fun of him by keeping the picture. And I looked at the picture, I was like, that was so funny. And I was like, he hates that picture. He is forcing us to take it down. I was like, put it up everywhere. You can't force us to take away somebody's art just because it doesn't look beautiful to you. It looks better than you look. It brings a smile to my face, not you. Anyways, he has been trying to bully our fucking state. Let me remind you that Colorado was the first state to say we're not even putting this bastard on the ballot. Yes. Do you remember that? Yes. We said we're not even going to put his name on there. You put Kanye's name back on there, but no Trump. That's how serious we don't take Trump around here. Now, there are some of those, and I've had to pick them up in my little Lyft ride, these very conservative Republicans like my father, that are all, and Bobby that wear the red hat. But no. Now, for the rest of the other states, they're shaking in their boots, and they're probably going to do exactly what that motherfucker says. But not over here. We are bigger and worse than California. We are on some high-ass horses on this motherfucker. Don't fuck with no Coloradans, bro. Like, not ever. On some real ass shit. I thought that was funny as fuck. He said, here comes my gay ass governor that said, fuck you, Trump. He always does. It's nothing new. That's my king. That's my divine feminine mass. Dude, I bet he's an earth sign. He's so fucking logical. No Trump. Not today, Trump. No Trump. No Trump. No Trump. I love that guy. If I did vote, I will encourage others to vote for you. I'm not a voter, but if he can extend his stay, then bro, you don't need to go nowhere, never, not, no day. Really? Do you know who Governor Polis is? He's the coolest governor I ever met. I know you guys are excited about your female governor in Detroit, but she ain't no Governor Polis. She ain't taking on no Trump. He's been taking on Trump since forever. This is another white man with a bigger dick and a bigger heart than this man, dude. He sits there and just smiles at him and makes him uncomfortable. Hey, yes. Even California don't got that power over Trump. New York ain't got that power over Trump. Fucking Florida ain't got that power over Trump. You guys all fucking voted for the motherfucker. We said, nah, Nika. Nah. Wave the flag. Nope, not here. Polis said, it's a go. It was probably still running for hella long. He said, all right, turn it off. No, we're not Indian givers around here. The fuck is wrong with you? I love my country. I love my country, man. This is Bronco country, people. We buck. I love it. Anyways, sorry. Are you a native? I was born and raised in this great state. Alright, the seventh ray is an... Sorry, I get really hyped on some real shit. He's somebody to get hyped on. I love that guy. Him and his lover and his children and everything. I love that guy. He is such a great reincarnation of God. Alright, it is a spiritual cleanse agent, that allows for the truth. The seventh ray is a very active upon the earth at this time. The seventh ray, I'm going to teach you about that. That's Christ. He's in the seventh ray. Yeah, it's when all your chakras align. We talked about it in the Palladians. The 7 rays of light or some shit. I don't know. All the humanity is being affected by it. The seventh ray is a push-pull between the old and the new. The life that has been and that can no longer continue in that form, and the new life that wants to evolve from the old. See? It honors the tradition and the ancestral wisdom that comes that serves new life. When the seventh ray enters your life, you are asked to balance your attachment to what has been with the openness to the new. It is time to fearlessly question what has been, honor what continues to hold value for you, and dismiss what no longer serves you. You have to ask questions. They didn't ask you. Do you ever just sit and ask? They don't want to talk about it. Why don't you want to talk about it? Is it difficult? You don't have the mental agility to have this adult conversation? I'll irritate the fuck out of an adult right now. What, you don't want to have a difficult conversation? I don't like the confrontation. Of what? A conversation? I'm not confronting you. I'm asking your opinion on a touchy subject that you don't want to touch. Are you being touchy? She may be immature. Just a little bit. When the seventh ray enters your life, blah, blah, blah. The seventh ray also creates the form from invisible and tangible spiritual energy. These are the inspired solutions and synchronicities that seem to come out of nowhere. Where's the place I live? Nowhere. Everything comes out of nowhere. There are signs of the divine order happening. The seventh ray brings an alignment with the divine order, and the more you are willing to invoke and allow that energy to bless you, the more you will align itself with the genius of creativity, solutions, loving opportunities the universe wants to bring into the world. When you become receptive to the ideas of the world, of the universe, and you create from those ideas rather than your limited belief system, ta-da! And that's what that says. It says, listen. The seventh ray brings alignment with the divine order. The more you are willing to invoke and allow that energy to bless you, which is being more open-minded, the more your life will align itself with the genius of creativity, solutions, and loving opportunity the universe wants to bring to your world. When you stop being so narrow-minded and only seeing it your way and giving yourself an opportunity to think bigger, it fills up with bigger possibilities. The gift of ritual, order, and ceremony are always to attract this energy. Conscious ceremony, done in service to unconditional love, divine love, feeds a need for sacred embodiment. It is the hunger within the soul that seeks to feed through religion, and others through the less conscious rituals of addiction. Ritual can be something that keeps you stuck or opens you to the sacred. Now, you guys see I do a bunch of rituals and ceremonies over here. And so the next one that we're doing, that I'm seeing right now, is that I'm being called to do a fast. This is a religious ritual. Really? Yup. I was already called to it last month. Now I'm preparing for it. And the essence is that's what the next ritual I'm being called to do, which was sacrifice my flesh to be filled with the Spirit. That's what it's all about. So there's many things that you do. You make sacraments to the gods to fill up your life. I'm asking to be filled with, you know what I mean? To cleanse my flesh for a room of my spirit, in that sense. More of my spirit. That's a whole thing. You have to learn how that works through Christianity and other religions, right? And that's it. It's like, when you ask for something big, you sacrifice yourself to the gods. I'm seeing Odin, you know what I mean? He pierced himself and he sacrificed himself to himself. That's what that means. I'm at a place now that I've sacrificed everything outside of myself, and I'm ready to sacrifice myself for myself. And that's what this means, right here. What did it say? The seventh ray is the push and pull between the old and the new. That life that has been can no longer continue in that form. And the new life that wants to evolve from the old. So I'm sacrificing myself to myself. What's left? My rituals of how I please myself. I'm sacrificing, you know what I mean? The basics. Choosing a spiritual practice to engage on a regular basis, creating your own spiritual system, will help call the genius of the seventh ray into your life. Your spiritual practice might be a daily prayer followed by a short conscious dance or yoga session, a meditation, a walk in nature, or some combination of these. And that's it, where you choose to connect with spirit. How do you connect with spirit? Through your feelings and your thoughts. Find what works for you. Do that regularly. Make it a priority. You can invite spirit into your life through simple and ordered systems that you want to do regular basis. Yesterday I called them in twice. I said, all right, Palladians, fix up the body. Because I never invoke them. I never ask them to do. I've never allowed, they just do. And I was like, all right, I give you full permission to do the cleanse. And so I asked them for that. And that's it. You invite whatever spirit to have its way. All right, God, have your way with me. And there's different ways they pray. So, and then you got Wolfman who's praying for Lucifer. Can't even, whatever. But he doesn't do it regularly or make it a priority. To invite spirit into your life through the simple order system that you do on a regular basis, even if it's only 5 or 10 minutes a day. Then the new life, the new you, the order that brings the expansion idea to life in this world can happen. That's it. You need to access you need to access nothing for things to come out of the nothing, because that's where all things come, is from nothing. The challenge with the seventh ray is not to become obsessed with the future, with the new, to the extent that you forget about the value aspects of already what is. It is about developing what has value, not rejecting outright anything from our past. The past can teach us wisdom and help us create a more loving future if we allow ourselves to balance our passion for the future with respect for what has been. That's where you go and you sort through this, and it's like the past has brought me here, but it can bring me no further. Perhaps you believe that a past relationship can take you further in life. I don't. A job that you've done in the past, you could have done better and you can make more money doing it again. I don't. A place that you lived before is the best place for you to live again. I don't believe that. I understand how those places all made me who I am today, but I understand that new adventures create the new me for the future. Repeating the same people, places, and things that I've repeated before only keeps me stagnant in what I am today. But when I push myself to meet with new people, I incorporate new experiences. By going to new places, I incorporate new experiences. By, doing new things, I incorporate new. Everything new creates a new me. It's through experiences of new that I become new. Now, the re-experience of the old is how I become wise. The more that you repeat the past, the wiser you become to what has been. So then you can recognize it if it ever was to happen again. But after you've recognized, you don't really revisit it. because revisiting the past is only until you recognize the power in the past. I can look at my relationships with my ex-husbands and understand the power in the past, how that I needed to be with that person during that time to become who I am today. But I don't need to be around that person or understand that person is not an access point to the old me. I can discover me without that person. Now, what's interesting is, going back to places reactivates my memory of who I was. So it gives me a new zest for who I am. Reliving who you were gives you much respect for who you are, what you've survived, and where you've come from. So the past has lots of, I'm seeing it as flowers. It has lots of bloom in it. But just as the flowers are beautiful, you must cut them for the new ones to bloom. You must take out these great memories to create new memories. The past can teach us wisdom and help us create more loving futures if we allow ourselves to balance our passion for the future with a respect for what has been. The gift of the seventh ray is the ability to live with an embodied divine presence. Family, right? I'm grateful that God gave me a family. Even though they weren't the best family, I'm grateful for the role that I had inside of a family. But that family cannot go where I'm going. I'm grateful to be able to say I had cousins, I had brothers, I had sisters, I had a mother and a father. I was part of a family. Very dysfunctional. But I'm grateful for the roles that I was given and that they played in this thing called a family. I don't need someone to come in and play those roles in my life. I don't need someone to come in and be my brother, replace my brother, my sister, my mother, my father. I'm grateful for the roles that we had. Does that make sense? I don't need that in the future. They were there when I needed them in the past. But they can't help me get where I'm going. The people from the past don't understand who I am anymore. They do not relate to me. Therefore, I'd spend far too much time trying to explain who I am rather than just being who I am and developing who I am. I'm constantly having to explain and justify to them the new me. But this isn't new. I've been this for now 3 years. And my new way of life challenges your life. So there's no need for this challenge. We no longer align. Your life is you have different priorities and different ways of thinking and different, intentions and wants and goals and desires to which you and I no longer think alike. We're no longer aligned. And it's not just those that are close to me, but that's pretty much me in mass consciousness. The gift of the seven ray is the ability to live as an embodied divine presence. For humans who do not trust or even recognize the love of divine in their heart as yet, those who do are great supporters. The seventh ray empowers us to use loving ritual to invite divine presence to fill us and our lives. And my rituals mostly are listening to music and burning sage. That's my most ritualistic act I do throughout the day, all the time. All the time, yeah. As soon as I go out in the morning, I'm burning mostly just sage. Sometimes during specific days or times or hours under different energies, I add shit to it. But that's my most ritualistic act, is going out and burning sage and listening to music. As I said this morning, all right, I'm going to settle myself now. I'm going to smoke out this car. I'm going to turn on my music, and I'm going to get into my mode. That's my most ritualistic act. If you sit next to me, even people I meet, I will turn on music and I'm just burning sage. That's the most ritual. You'll see me doing that all throughout the day. That's how I invoke the spirit and keep my spirits high. Other things I do is lots of bath rituals, water rituals. I do a lot of that. I also do nature, a lot of that. But, those are daily rituals that I do all the time, that I connect with spirit. When I take a bath and I fill it up with stuff, or even if I don't, it's not just about cleansing my body. Those are what showers are for. When I take a bath, I soak there in the feeling of the spirit, and I allow to connect with spirit during that time. When I sit outside and I burn sage and I turn on music, I'm connecting with spirit, right? When I go out on a nature walk or anywhere, I'm connecting with spirit. These are the most typical things I do. It used to be one of my most favorite was going for a ride. That was my connection to spirit. My mind could go off. My car could drive itself. My body could drive the car, and I could be free. There's different ways of spending time with spirit. And I shared in my last thumbnail, and I guess I'll put it here again, is, even Kobe explained how important it was to meditate, to be one with spirit. It also teaches us how to use our conscious to clean up our own energy field and the energy field of the world around us so the divine can show its face more clearly. The comfort of this can help free all beings from anguish and suffering. All right, I'm going to do an invocation for you. We now accept of our own free will the blessing and the grace of the seventh ray of ritual, order, and ceremony, and the assistance of unconditional loving master of this ray, the violet flame of Saint Germain and Archangel Zadkiel. I open to the magic of creativity, divine genius, and the ability to translate spiritual concepts into real-world experiences for the greatest good. May we discover and use our innate power for conscious and loving ritual and ceremony to enrich and invite spiritual presence into the world. May all beings feel safe and consciously held in a loving divine order, according to the divine plan of love through our own free will, so be it. As soon as I said that, I knew I had to pull, the Archangel cards. But I want to say this, it's like we open to the magic of creativity, divine genius, and the ability to translate spiritual concepts into real-world experiences. And that's what I do. I show people things like that. They don't know what the sage is. Most of them don't know it's sage. Most of the Latinos have no idea what it is I'm burning. When I burnt Palo Santo, they recognized it. And that's because that's the Spanish holy wood. It's my favorite smell. It's right here. It's such a good smell. I had some in shavings. I just didn't buy some. I thought about it. They recognize that one, but they don't know the herbs that I'm doing, and they don't know what I'm doing. Their mind tells them I'm cursing. They tell them I'm a witch, and I'm doing it. People that know Native Americans would understand she's doing a Native American thing. Other people that know some sort of Wicca know that I'm doing a cleanse. They're not quite sure what I'm doing, but that's what I'm doing. And I do them, the full moon, I did a whole banishment around the building where I mix particular herbs of protection, stuff like that. Going into this, it's like I take spiritual concepts that have been long forgotten, you know what I mean? Like I do my full moon rituals, and I show people how we honor the gods. And I make them, hey, you might want a sweater. It's a little cold outside. No shit. For real, it's cold. I bring them into the real world, which is just the ways of the ancients. It's not a new way. I may dabble it and make it a little different, but it's the ways that everyone did. Going back to the Bible, you came to the temple with the frankincense. That's what I'll add to that. But I'm in a Native America. I'm in America of the native land, so I honor it the way the natives did. But it doesn't mean that on fucking full moons I'm not honoring that, and that doesn't mean that on Sunday I'm not in the Bible. I honor God in all the ways that anyone ever did, God and Goddess, because they were one and the same. So when you're honoring the dark, you're honoring the feminine aspect of God, which is his feelings. And when you're honoring the light, you're honoring the action of God, which is his, or the masculine of God, which is his actions, the actions of man. Right? Right. So we talked about, as I say that, there's Reicha Bell. I typically pull the Archangels on a Sunday anyway, so this is not new. We just finished these, so we will be starting. Anyone that wants to keep up with us, do we pull them every Sunday? Pretty often. I don't usually miss these ones. So you're welcome to purchase these and keep up with us and learn to work through the light. Become a light worker. I know you're not of the light. None of us really are. We're all covered in darkness. We were light before we were dark, and now we will take off the dark and be light again. Alright, so you see those cards up there? That right there, and I was going to fix it. I was like, why is fucking Melchizedek all on top of Jesus like that? Well, Melchizedek is the last card of that particular book, and he is card number, he is, I think, the 44th one. Rykabel is on top, and I'm going to explain why Rykabel showed up, because he's part of that flame. But we talked about Zadkiel, and Zadkiel, not Zachriel, Zadkiel is on the way to the Ascension. Give me a second, he's probably in the back. Did we talk about Raziel? They're all part of the same. Are they? No. Jemiel. How do you know? It's the colors, babies. It's the colors. There he is. 26. What page was it? 126. 127. Looks like Russ, right? If Russ would get a fucking haircut. Dr. Strange almost. Yeah, he's strange. Russ needs a fucking haircut. He can't cut his hair while he's trying to sell this hair product that nobody wants. That shit's gonna be expensive too. Watch him. This motherfucker's got the nerve. I bet you. He can't be realistic. There's nothing realistic about this guy. Alright, we're gonna run through all your archangels. Not all of them, but I'm gonna give you the power of all the angels in front of us. Did you see that the northern lights were coming down to had hit almost 22 states within the last 2 days? Okay, that would explain Jemiel. I went to Actriel. No, we need Jophiel. Stop. Here we go. Alright, first off, I guess Jemiel comes first. Really? 24. They're both part of the purple ray. The third eye, center of the brow. This is your vision and your intuition. Do you see them both? Yeah, I have to fix the pictures. Alright, they're both part of the same ray of light. We're going to talk about all the rays of light in just a minute. See them both? Yes, we're talking about that one right there. Vision, intuition, insight, perception, spiritual sight, clear perspective, psychic abilities, and dreams. I did a whole teaching last night that was supposed to start on psychic abilities, and it went totally different. Amethyst, ametrine, fluorite, purple jade, sugite, alexandrite. Essential oil is lavender. I'm being guided to unbelievable amounts of lavender. Really? Yeah. That's what I'm getting in my bath salts. I'm using this lavender borax fucking wash on my clothes. We're getting lavender. Really? Yeah, I never really overdid it, but we're about to overdo the bitch. Why? I don't know. Just have to. That's why. The star constellation is the Centaur. Alpha Centauri. Alright, Jemariel is mercy. Jeremiah's name means mercy of God, and he is one of the most comforting angels to call upon if you're experiencing a difficult time or having tough decision to make. He can help you develop a more merciful, compassionate outlook and treat others with love and compassion. In his card, he is portrayed as an intuit elder. Like the mysterious northern lights above Greenland, his flame is the colors of the deep purple, which are the colors of profound spiritual expansion. The crystal amethyst is often associated with archangel healing energy, and you may see purple sparkles behind your eyes or in your aura when he's around. He is helping humanity evolve, and we all have our personal path to follow in this regard. This archangel is exceptionally handy if you're undertaking a life review. He can show you how to take inventory of anything that is or isn't working, remove any old, stuck patterns so you can move forward. There may be times in our lives when we may have to face up to some hard truths about where we are holding on to behaviors, people, and situations that may not be in our best interests. Jemiel can help us lovingly let go of the old, outdated, and outgrown aspects of ourselves and our lives with gentle compassion. Guys, you're not letting go of something you don't like. You're letting go of things you love with love. And that's what makes it so much more painful. Like Soquid Hosey, he helps you learn from your past mistakes in order to allow you to grow and become stronger. He can also help you see the hidden blessings in any problems. His message: call upon me to bring more comfort and clarity into your life. Do not hold on to that which is outdated. I can help you clear your mind and nourish your soul. Becoming the angel. Now, I teach you guys, these are very important to have for all of you, because inside of them is a guided meditation. I do not do these, where you can learn these techniques, you read a little bit, and then you sit down in your quiet space and you can meet the angels. I don't read these. There's one for each angel. All right, we're going to go right here. Sometimes in life, we may be faced with having to make very difficult choices to walk away from a situation or a relationship we know is no longer serving us. That's my words. It is during painful endings that you can benefit from harnessing the merciful and tender vibrations of Jeremiel. Be kind to yourself as you embark on the next chapter of your journey, and be kind and gentle as you can in your actions towards anyone you feel you need to release from your life right now. Try not to make any decisions from a place of rashness or pain. Instead, feel into every individual circumstance, offering forgiveness for the hardships and the gratitude for the learning. And that's it. It's like, I'm not sour. I forgive what has happened, and I have gratitude for what we went through, because I learned so much from you. And that's something like Russ. I'm not sour with Russ. He just annoys me. He just is annoying. Know that with every letting go, new seeds are sown. Remember to have mercy for yourself too. Go forward with this experience with dignity and grace. And that's it. It's like, you guys, how are you going to make it through? The 11/11 portal is when? Tuesday, but it's basically you walk through the portal, all portals on Monday. In essence, it's like you're planning your fucking future based on the past. You haven't mentally let it go, so mentally you're still calling it in. Alright, let's talk about Raziel. Where are you at? We went to Zadok. We'll get to you, Zadok. There he is. Do you see that? The tree of life. All the ancient knowledge and wisdom. Mystery. Raziel's name means secrets of God, and like the Jewish high priest in his card, he is the angel of mysteries associated with the ancient teachings like the Kabbalah. Raziel helps us enhance our the deepening of our spiritual understanding and erotic knowledge and practice. With this angel's help, you will definitely understand it way better than fucking Wolfman tries to describe it. Matter of fact, he doesn't even know how to spell the Kabbalah. Mystical Raziel is strongly associated with the gifts of clairvoyance. He has no visions, only thoughts. He can help your spiritual sight be fully awoken, guiding you to see the truth in any given situation. And that's what I called in my last post. I called for divine order and the truth in all people. Show us the truth. Let the false lights go out and let us see the darkness that we're dealing with. It's not that we're afraid of your darkness, it's that you're blinding us with false light. It's not that I can't love you for who you are, but you're trying to make me love you for who you aren't. And when I find out who you are, I feel lied to. I feel betrayed. I feel all these stupid words. It's like I feel lied to. You worked so hard to make me believe something that wasn't true, and I believed it, and now I cannot believe the real truth of who you really are. Why didn't you just show me? Did you believe I wouldn't accept you for who you are? Was I ever any better than who you are now? Am I better than who you really are in the darkness? Is my darkness not darker than yours? But you want to outlight me. You can't. To make a connection with me is to show your darkness, because that's what I'm made of. But to sit out here and pretend to be the light, I can't stand the light. I just bear the light, which is the truth. To stand out here and proclaim yourself to be a truth and a whole walking lie, when you have no idea what it means to be the truth, is just foul. And I prayed that. I called the divine before I came up here. You come and show us the truth. Show the chosen ones the truth. Let everyone else see the lie that keeps them safe. You show us the truth. He can teach us to trust our intuition and our inner guidance and boost our personal power to allow us to see past any fears or illusions that may be holding us back from our sacred path. Like Metatron, you see him up there? Raziel is closely associated with the mystical science of sacred geometry and arotestic symbols. He will often bring you messages in the form of glyphs or signals, whatever she calls it, either in your physical sight or in your mind's eye. The most potent of these is the Tree of Life symbol. That's that. You're going to start seeing it. Again, I hide mine because her boobies is showing, but this is my favorite card of it. You'll start seeing this symbol, this map, and that's what it's a map of life. They hid it from you, along with creating the devil. Where the fuck is the devil in there, you liars? Jewish mysticism, right? The rabbis are the Jewish. There's no devil. Liars. That was another thing I posted. There's no devil. Can you believe that? That you've been lied to your whole life about something like the devil? Prove him. You just use him as an excuse for why people act the way they do, but there's no such thing. It's an excuse called the devil. An excuse for your behaviors called the devil. There's no such thing. It's a creation of these people's imagination that you believe as a real living entity in your life. If you can believe in the devil, then you sure the fuck need to believe in some God. Because he actually is real. There's no devil. Alright, message. Be open to the mysteries and magic. Pay attention to the signs and symbols. If you've drawn this card, you may be experiencing an awakening or deepening of your gifts. We talked about that last night. Let's see. You channel Raziel's vibration when you embark on a journey of deep spiritual discovery. You may find you become interested in arotestic concepts and feel drawn to study subjects like alchemy, tarot, Reiki, quantum physics, and magic, among others. I teach you all of that over here. Look through my pages. You'll learn everything from herb magic to working with stones. I teach you alchemy and all kinds of different magic, bro. We learn the quantum physics through the quantum tarot. I'm constantly teaching you the tarot and the ascension through the Tree of Life using the tarot. But no matter how much you study and how much knowledge you gain, a true spiritual master knows there's no such thing as wisdom without love. Without it, you would be missing the point. That's what I spent an hour reading last night telling you. All the magic comes from love. The Calabastic tree diagram is a conscious map linking 10 spheres with 22 pathways. Each of those pathways are used by the minor arcanas. Really? Yup. Or the major arcanas, I believe it is actually, which represent the journey to enlightenment. It is said that one must master each of the lessons contained within the spheres, if they are to understand the inner workings of the universe. However, there are also hidden spheres that cannot be taught. It is the sphere of gnosis, knowledge, known as Dath. This mystical state where all the spheres and pathways of the Tree of Life merge. That's where I be. It's not like working through one. It's we sit all together in the tree. All the monkeys in the tree. The adept becomes one with all existence, transcending duality and knowing themselves as divine. The arc, or Ark of the Covenant, is actually a chemical reaction that occurs in the brain during higher states of consciousness. The oneness. So I taught you guys last night. I always teach you. Here's Earth. In order to enter this gate is the moon. I'm being called to pull a Kabbalah card, and we're already an hour in, and I've got all these cards sitting in front of me. You have to work through your mind and emotions. I am the gateway to the Tree of Life. I am the beginning stage of it. You must master your mind and emotions through communications and heart space. You must speak from your heart. You must do this in order to go any further, closer to God. This is the way to God. Speak your fucking truth. If you can't do this, you will never meet God. Right here becomes the virtues. What's the virtues? It's your sun sign. It's your God source. From there, you can take action. You're called to take action. Today is Sunday. Where are we in this? We're at the beginning again. We went through Saturn Day, where we were pushed. Actually, this is what happened this morning. Our limits were pushed, and we were supposed to bring death to the old. We have a spark of inspiration, and like a pinball, the ball falls down. On Monday, in the moon day, we are going to sit in the energy of our mind and our emotions. On Tuesday, which is 11/11, we will shoot through our virtues and take action on whatever we cleared through here. We'll take action, right? On Wednesday, we will speak about this. On Thursday, it'll expand. On Friday, anything that's left of our heart will push our limits, and we'll have to break free from that, giving us a spark of initiation and starting all over again. To be a true alchemist, as I teach you this, it's called the magnum opus. You don't do it by days of the week. You do it every day with every thought. Every time the ball goes up, every time you get a thought or emotion, you feel it out and you speak of it. You take action of it. It pushes you to the limit, or you take action on it. It expands to where it pushes you to the limits, and you have to break free from this. And then you're filled with all kinds of inspiration. In order to become like me, you have to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and start handling your thoughts and feelings. The first ones that start. Be clear of mind before you step into this world. Then as you go through the world throughout the day, it starts filling you with more thoughts and more emotions. You keep working through it. Keep speaking about it. Keep filling your way through it. You have to do this all the time to be close to God. They're realms of consciousness. So right now you're stuck in your 3D mind with your 3D thoughts and your 3D feelings. After you work through them, you enter your clairsenses, which is the 4D, which becomes the spirit realm, where you are one with the spirit, your higher self, and all spirits that are. After that, and that's according to this is your angels, then you access your archangels. And that's where we are, through communication. But it's all through the heart, Venus. Got it? Basic alchemy bullshit. Let's keep moving on. The violet ray, located at the crown. Miracles, wisdom, knowledge, unity, awareness, intelligence, bliss, understanding, inner knowing, claircognizance. There's clairvoyance, where there's seeing, and then there's claircognizance, which is knowing. Amethyst, lepidolite, violet sphere, scapolite, xananite, kuzanite. Essential oil is violet. The star constellation that masters the crown is what? The Pleiades, the 7 sisters. I did a whole teaching on that yesterday. Alright, moving on. Zadkiel is freedom and transmutation. Ascending Master Saint Germain, the great alchemist Zadkiel, name means grace of God, the righteousness of God. He is the angel of freedom, benevolence, transfiguration, and forgiveness. He helps release negativity and transmute limiting beliefs and thoughts so we can live a life of freedom. This begins by holding ourselves in forgiveness in a similar way with working with Jemael, having mercy for our own shortcomings. Zadkiel can help us to see higher perspective and rise. Did you have this memorized? No, I just knew. That's that claircognizance. I know. How did you know? I don't know. It's just a knowing. It's an inner knowing, bro. I don't know where it comes from. I just know. Let's see. Zadkiel can help us to see higher perspectives and rise above the idea of right and wrong, good or bad, to see every situation in our lives as great blessings or lessons. It's like, right? He helps us free from our outdated victimhood or guilt and transforms our lower thoughts and emotions into loving, hopeful wishes and prayers, guiding us towards inner bliss. Message. Free yourself from limitations. Imprisonment is an illusion, for no one can imprison your heart or mind. Choose to feel free and allow any perceived blocks to dissolve. Meaning, stop telling yourself you can't. Say, how can I? How can I make this possible? Not, I can't do this. Becoming the angel. True freedom is found within. Often humans create challenges for ourselves, but no one can take the joy or freedom out of from you without your permission. Sometimes that permission can be subconscious. If you feel stuck, hand the experience you're having over to Zadokal, asking him to release any pain or unforgiveness from your heart. There's a powerful Hawaiian Hana prayer Huna prayer for forgiveness that you can say to yourself to help with this process. It's called, I don't know, and it goes like this. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. It can be that simple. It doesn't have to be all poetic. Right? Right. Let's keep moving on. There's one more. Who's this one? Radical, number 11. On to number 12, which was Sequid Hosey. Alright, this is the orange, the sacral. Creativity, passion, intimacy, sexuality, sensuality, happiness, motivation, pleasure, fertility, adaptability, generosity. Carnelian, orange calcite, amber, Mexican fire opal, or a sunstone. This is the orange giant of Taurus. The full moon of what? Taurus. That's why we probably pulled this. Alright, balance is Sequid Hosey. Radriel is creativity. Barachel is fulfillment. Where are you at? Are you in the 11th? No. Did I go too far? Oh, no, he isn't part of the orange ray. He's part of the pink ray. Love, romance, compassion, kindness, trust, and connection. The charioteer, or the Wagner. Rekabel is compassion. Rekabel is known as the chief of the divine chariot, the Merkaba. This cherubim is said to have the power of love, and he helps us to recognize the incredible power of having loving thoughts. The harmonizing angel who can influence centrifugal forces and find the most loving point between two opposing forces. Rekabel is especially helpful to call on when working in group situations. Rekabel maintains cooperation and promotes open communication. Like the cosmic diplomat in this oracle, he shows us when the group strives towards a common goal based in integrity, they can achieve great things. Like Chamael or Uriel, he can heal emotions and promote forgiveness. Rekabel presides over the 4 cardinal directions and governs the wheel of the chariot, which are 8 fiery angels known as the Hayath. If you are feeling stuck, call upon Rekabel to get the wheels of love moving in your favor. Like the wheel of fortune in the tarot card, Rekabel helps you. He can take the reins and ride the chariot through any challenges. His message: no matter how badly others behave, try to see through the eyes of compassion. Treat others as you wish to be treated, and promote harmonious relations. As I'm getting this, I'm getting a weird headache in the back, like a weird sensation in the back of my head. That's the stellar chakra, I think. It's in the back of my head. I'm getting downloads. Really? Yeah, becoming the angel. Sometimes a challenge to feel compassion for others, especially when it seems to be doing all in their power to make you feel otherwise, but a simple exercise to see the child within. When a child throws a tantrum, you may feel your patience wearing thin, but you have compassion for them. If you can look beyond the bad behavior of adults and understand the underlying cause in the same way you look at children, then a whole world of compassion opens up for you and offers you some humor so you can see the funny side. It's like, how can you make jokes about this? Because they're just a fucking whole child of God. And we expected them to be grown by now. They looked grown, didn't they? Fucking lies. Most people are too busy dealing with their own emotions to worry about what impact their behavior is having on others. So instead of reacting rashly, try to view situations with compassion. If you can do this in the heat of the moment, take a step back and remove yourself from the situation until you've calmed down. Have compassion for yourself, too. Remember, most people are doing their best and with the tools they have. And that's where you need Christ's eyes. You need his eyes, bro. You need his power. You need Christ, bro. Fuck. As I said that, Wolfman's like, I don't need no savior. Bitch, you need him to bring peace in your fucking life, bro, so that you can deal with these motherfuckers. You need compassion. You need understanding. You need forgiveness. You need kindness in your life and to exude it into others because it's not out there. Nobody's gonna give that shit to you if you don't become that shit, bro. People just don't have compassion and understanding, forgiveness, and kindness. And even myself, in the heat of a moment, I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. We need Christ all the time, and that's who I pray to the most. Fuck, help me. I'm about to burst into flames with these motherfuckers. All we need is some compassion for these motherfuckers. Some forgiveness for the stupid shit they be doing all motherfucking day. They're kids. Distorted kids that have lost their way from God. That were raised by fucking distorted parents. And yes, they're grown, that have children of their own, and you think they should know better, but they weren't taught better. Do we want to blame their parents and their parents, or do we just show them how to be better? Who has to grow up first? I said about it in my vision yesterday, when we get these ward of the state juveniles that are in between, they need to be shown life. They just need a life to shown what to do in this life. They need purpose. They need protection. They need love. They need guidance. Who are they? Fucking everyone, bro. They're doing their best. But all they're working with is the same shit you're working with. What was put in your mind. They have the same idea of what success looks like, and they're trying their hardest, but they don't have the same barriers as you because they have different minds. They've been through different things, so they fear different things. You may not fear black people, but there is a whole fucking nation of our fucking people that do. That may not hold you back, but it holds back a huge portion of our nation from experiencing the joy that black people bring into your life. Now, for the same matter, you may not fear white people, but there is a whole fucking generation of those motherfuckers. And not just in our country, as I said that. How many people across the world fear black people for all the wrong reasons? And will never learn what it means to go to a black family function. The culture, the love, the vibe, the music, the food. There's so many people that fear Americans that will never understand what it means to be American. There's so many of us that fear the Muslims and will never understand, and I've met some, you know what I mean? They're a rich culture. They drink the best tea. They have the best cheeses. They eat the best... Fuck. Are you serious? You'll never understand, you know what I mean? Because of your fear of what people told you they were or weren't. It's hard. We weren't taught to understand. We weren't taught to question, number one. And without questioning it, we will not have understanding. You cannot have compassion for something you do not know exists. You can't feel sorry for something that you don't even know is real in people's lives. You can't fix something that you don't even know is a problem. And then you have respect, You go back to these rights that are really condemning us right now. It's like they meant the best. When our families told us not to talk to those people, they had experiences that they meant the best. They were just trying to protect us from what they had seen. They didn't know that they were going to limit us from what we could be by being afraid of what they had seen. And that's like, you know what I mean? The Native Americans, they hold a huge wound to the pale faces, and probably every other culture that ever came to this land. Did they get persecuted any less than the Jews, the Muslims, the Chinese, the Africans, the Mexicans? We're persecuting people because we're told this is how we're supposed to treat them. based on simplistic things of sex, creed, religion, you know what I mean, ethnicity, you know what I mean, or culture. But if we do that to everybody outside of us, then who do we have that's left like us? Because realistically, we are a mixture of all of them. Check your ancestry, bro. You are not, unless you are an inbred motherfucker, where you kept it in your true bloodline, and you guys have been having sex with your own blood. You were mixed up of the blood of Christ and everyone else throughout time. Your ancestors slept with people they weren't supposed to. They fell in love with the enemies. You're created of many beautiful cultures. And as you travel the lands, you inhabit these other cultures, and you take with them a piece of that culture with you, whether it be just a memory, but usually it's a recipe or a way of life. You saw how they did something, and you bring this something back to your great land. You don't like the people, but you like the way they do things. Well, it's the people that make things that work that way, so you might have respect for the people. And that's where it is. We respect the way that our ancestors built this land, but we understand that that way is no longer serving the people of this land. And that's what's a lot of it now is people, especially with our government, is people want, Trump wants things to go back to the old. People, they don't want to embrace the new way of life because it's uncertain. They want certainty because this worked before. But it's not working now. You're trying to force a non-working way on us. If it worked, then you wouldn't have to force it. The only ones that are pushing this force are the ones that don't work with the way of life now, that are retreating to an old way instead of just embracing the way life is becoming. Something simplistic like technology, guys. I'll end here. COVID changed our lives for the better. I love the fact that we can do, you know what I mean? Everything became so much more simplistic. Like pickup orders, online shopping, you know what I mean? Doing Zoom calls, interviews, all of this. It eliminated all that interpersonalness. You know what I mean? We found a way to connect without putting ourselves, you know what I mean, completely in the fucking energy of other people. That was a great way. But now they're saying, no, we want, Trump is like, no, we don't want people sitting at home doing their jobs. We want them to go back to the old ways and sit in office spaces and take up space and, you know what I mean, and make them wear different clothes and make them show their face and put on a nice outfit. It doesn't matter. The quality is the quality of the work not being done. It's that now you have all of these empty buildings and you have all of this space and you think it should go back to that way. Why? What was wrong with people taking orders for Chick-fil-A from their home? What is wrong with me calling a welfare office and the fucking worker works at home? What's wrong with it? She doesn't have access to what? The fucking lunchroom? What does she not have access to? People want the old way of life. They don't want to accept new ways of life. No, I liked it when we didn't, when we had to go back to the doctors. You didn't like DNV check-ins? You don't like drive up fucking convenience and shit like this? No, they want the old way. They don't like change. So they're fighting for an old way of life. And they're only, what are they fighting? The people of this time? But there's more people of this time than there are of your time has come to an end. And you're holding on to old traditions. Old time. Speaking of, Big Orange, it's like your time is up, bro. And yet he's going to break the rules. As he tells nobody to break the rules, he's going to break the rules and extend his time. Whatever. I'm done. Compassion. They're just programmed individuals, and it's hard to see that. You must understand you're walking around talking to helmets. There's a child inside of there that can be fed new things, that is eager to understand a new world, but it's scared of the new world. So you're always being met with mass conscious. Masses of people that are afraid of anything outside of what they already know. They seek to destroy anything that is outside of what they deem is comfortable. Well, I wish you a great awakening. It's about to happen. Again, I wouldn't be doing my job without telling you to leave that's no longer serving you. It's never too late to make a choice in your life, and there's lots of choices to be made every day. You can choose to continue to eat this meal every day for the rest of your life, or you can choose to do something different. You can choose to continue these patterns, or you can choose to be different. They're your choices. It's a free will choice. Some choices expire. But if that door closes, another one opens. That means you just have to make other choices in your life. You no longer can choose from this pile. Now you have to choose from this pile. That pile's gone. You know what I mean? There's always choices to be made. Tomorrow is Monday. It's a major portal into the 1111 portal, which is new beginnings. You can't start something new if you're repeating something old. I can't say time is of the essence, because you can repeat this whenever, but there's a pinnacle moment to change time. I wish for you, but I'm not going to push it on you, because I'll still see you same time tomorrow. Hey, tonight at some point I'm going to pull some tarot, just not right now. Why? Because I really got to do some shit. Love you, laters.